What I wanted to do, since I only have you for 5 minutes here, let's do a speed round. I'm going to throw out 5 things. You got 30
I'm going to
seconds.
stay out a little bit. My kids have been really crazy today. So
You have 30 seconds to respond
I love this.
to these.
All right, let me get a sip of water and we'll do this very quickly.
Okay, so you sip your water. I'm going to go through and find.
As soon as I said you were going to bring here, I was like, this is going to be fun.
So it's a divorce, and the wife tells us, my husband wants to use this other realtor, but I prefer you.
Great. So how specifically are you guys going to make decisions together because you both have the same outcome?
We have no idea. Right now we hate each other, and we can't figure out how to figure this out.
Great. Are you using a mediator to help you figure this out? Or are you guys trying to figure it out on your own?
Yeah, both.
Okay, great. So let's go through and see how we would work together, and then we could figure out a plan to work with the mediator and communicate with your husband. And look, likely what might happen is he could have his realtor, you could have our realtor, and us realtors will collaborate together to get you the same goal.
That's a very interesting idea. I like that. Bringing this home towards a company like Compass, shouldn't we list with an international company like Sotheby's who can give us global exposure?
Great. And if so, you think your buyer's international?
Well, I read there's a lot of international buyers, so why not?
Absolutely, and that totally makes sense. And do you think that buyer is going to go on a website and just contact the agent, fly in a plane, and go meet them directly at the home?
Probably not.
Probably not. They're probably going to work with an agent. So the question really becomes, Brian, right? Like, how do we most effectively put your property in the hands of agents that sell homes just like yours? Could I share with you how we do that at Compass?
Please.
At Compass, we have a network tool, so I'll be able to identify the top agents in the top 20 metro markets around the country that sell homes like yours between $3 and $5 million, and we'll market it directly to them.
Very cool.
Would you prefer that, or would you prefer just your house on a website? Because we could do that too.
I like that. I heard working with a team means your assistant will be doing most of the work and showings.
Well, you know, I'm really glad that you asked that. So it sounds specifically that you have concerns in the way that we are going to work together and how it'll be most effective for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've heard about teams.
Okay, so what's most important to you, hiring an agent versus a team in marketing and selling your home?
Well, I just want, I want the best. You're here talking to me now, but if your assistant who's not as good as you is doing all the showings and the open houses and, the calls, then really I'm getting second best.
So, the benefit, there's a saying, it says a team always outperforms an individual. So would it be okay if I shared with you our written communication plan and exactly how we assign an expert to every part of your transaction so you get 5 people working, knowing your house, marketing and selling it versus 1?
I like it. I want to wait until I find something to buy before I list my house for sale.
Great. So what it sounds like is most important to you is not having the uncertainty of being homeless.
Exactly.
Great. So can I share with you a program we have at Compass that'll help you buy your home even before you sell it, and then we can maximize the equity out of your home and do this simultaneously.
My last realtor was from your same company. Is that going to be a problem?
No. Do you have any other questions?
What are you going to do differently?
Great. So what specifically are you looking for in an agent and company that represents you in the sale of this home?
Well, I want to sell it, as quick as possible and get the most money.
Great. So what you sound like is you'd like to know the exact marketing plan that I'll use to get top dollar. Can I show that to you?
Absolutely. I know you specialize mostly in the neighborhood next to mine or another building close to me. Shouldn't I work with someone who specializes in my neighborhood or my building?
I'm really glad that you asked that. What it sounds like is you want to make sure that you hire the agent that can bring the most buyers to your specific home. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is it all right if I shared with you the exact plan on how we would do that?
Seems to be a good answer.
It's called a good level shift.
All right, I'm down to my last couple. I don't want a for sale sign because I don't want my neighbors and friends to know.
Great. Do you have any other questions?
You're not going to argue for a sign?
You know what? There's a thing of being in momentum. And then if I would really wanted to go with that, so So what you're saying is you do want to also control how your neighbors look on the internet, and if they have any searches for the home. What happens if they find out that way? Is it worth potentially losing the drive-by traffic because this is a neighborhood that only one home sell every 10 years? Is that something you're willing to give up?
Okay. I only want to sell to a buyer who will love the home, not someone who will gut it or tear it down.
Great. So effectively you're saying you do not want to sell to an investor. Is that correct?
That's right. You know, my mom's lived here for 60 years and there's a lot of memories here. And, you know, I want to sell it to someone who's going to love it and keep it as it is.
So let me ask you, it sounds like that there's a lot of memories in this home and you want someone that's going to honor them. Is that correct, Brian?
Right.
So I have one question for you. Is a buyer at the not right price that's going to live here forever a better buyer for you, or someone that's going to give you that right price that might do something different with it? Which one would be better for you?
Well, money's real important because we got to get mom in the home.
Okay, so look, let's put it on. Our marketing will tell the story of the home from your perspective and what's great about it. And ideally, we're hoping to connect with somebody that's just like you. Okay.
And last but not least, I'll list for X your price or accept an offer at X at your suggestion, but I'm not going to give a penny more for inspections.
Okay, great. So what it sounds like is that you want somebody to buy your house in the condition it is today.
Right.
So would it be okay if I invested $500 up front just to make sure that there isn't something that'll destroy the deal when you're counting on this to make sure for your down payment for your next home?
Yeah, but you know, I'm not going to spend any money, so I don't want you to waste your time.
You know what it is, Brian? I don't consider it a waste of time. I see this as a partnership. And if I'm able to bring things to light, we haven't put your home on the market. We haven't made our pricing strategy. Wouldn't you like to know the answers to the test before waiting till the end?
The other agent said they'll do it for 4%.
Great. So if the other agent would do it for 4%, what specifically made you call me over here tonight and not list with them?
Well, I had already set up your appointment before I talked to them. You know, are you willing to cut your commission?
So it sounds like is most important to me is one, that you honor your word. And number two, I don't think this is a matter of commission. It sounds like it's a matter of how are you going to get the most money for your home. So I'll ask you this question. I am not going to cut my commission. However, you agreed that our coming soon strategy, getting potentially 1,500 or more buyers for online showings, our advertising, our exposure, and our marketing will give your home the best chance to sell. So over 1% on an asset that's worth multi-million dollars, if you want to risk that for all 1%, I don't own the home. I can't make that decision. I'll leave it up to you.
You are one smooth operator.
I will fundamentally tell you outside anything in my house and my family, this is the most fun I'll have today. This is so awesome. I love this. Like seriously, this is great.
Well, I could do this for hours, and I would love to be able to argue more on the other side just to really get you down to level 2 and 3 of it.
I would never argue that. I just keep asking you questions. So it really, and look, like one thing that everyone could take out of this, whoever is asking the questions is controlling the conversation. And look, you can't fix people's thinking. So if someone says 4%, that's why when you do your presentation, you need them to agree with you. Like, Brian, would you agree that this is the best story that your home's going to tell, that this would be different, that you feel this would give your home the best chance of getting the best price? So when they want to cut the commission, not list for your price, and not do all these other things, it's strategically thought out, and you have some anchors going back, and you're the one. Then I can go back to you every time and say, Brian, well, as you said, this would give your home the best chance. So let's look at this, and you can take a piece of paper when we're still in person, write this down. You want to get $2.5 million. I write out all the zeros, right? And then 1% would be $25,000. And I put it right underneath it because it's like such a small thing. And I'd be like, are you going to risk all this money for this amount of money? If that's your choice, man, then I'm good. You know, like it doesn't, if you're going to risk all that money over 1%, that 1% gets negotiated down all the time and everything like that. You can show the list price, the sales price in the neighborhood, because higher end homes generally get negotiated a little more. There's a lot of data you can have, but look, it's about being strategic. It's about being purposeful, and it's about not arguing with the people. Don't argue, right, Amit?
I'm an
Totally.
arguer. I'm an arguer. So, you know,
This I know.
I watched a couple of these calls that you guys have done, and the one takeaway I have, and I'm never going to stop being me because it makes me uniquely crazy me, and for good or bad, I love that dude. But I do acknowledge, and I need to work on asking better questions and maybe listening a tiny bit more.
Where is your mom right now? I'm showing her this recording. Your mom and Lauren.
Yes, I'm sure they'll pull this out of the archives a tiny bit more.
So now I'm going to be interviewing Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to turn my camera off, and now I actually want to watch your interview because Brian has a lot of interesting stuff. So I'm going to go back to being a spectator now, and you can see my questions in the chat box. Thank you.
I hope we can do it again another time. It was a lot of fun.
No, we're doing this new thing. I think once a month we should bring Brian back on and just have like a speed dating section. Like, this was great.
Yeah,
But let's
agree.
get other agents on here and let's speed date them, right? It's not fun if I do it. Let's get someone else to do it. So if you want to volunteer to get put on the ringer to really grow and like kind of like get pushed in the ocean, like, or the pool, let's come on and email Amit and we'll set it all up. So I'm going to be a spectator. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right, see ya.
Bye.